And if the people of the land do not at all close And if the people of the land do at all close their eyes to that man when he gives one of his children to Molech, and do not put him to death, then I will set my face against that man and against his clan, and will cut them off from among their people, him and all who follow him, and their whoring after Molech.
Yeah, that's Leviticus chapter 20, verse 4 through 5. And that is something that we need to be aware of, and something that we need to remember, and something we need to memorize with the state that we're in when there's child sacrifice going on not even 10 minutes away from some churches, 40 minutes away from us, and not only that, but at clinics, but it is happening in the very homes of people who live in the state of Missouri, who are being protected by the pro-life movement, who is pressuring people like Bob Titus to remove the bills that the just bills that they put forward that would protect the preborn children in the womb. Just getting right to the point, Representative Bob Titus, Missouri Representative Bob Titus, sent a message last night to the leaders of abolitionmo.org, and he said that he would be pulling back or withdrawing the bill HB 1508. Thank you, Adrian. And he just sent them a message and said, "Hey, I'm pulling back the bill. Sorry, boom." And then the leaders of AAMO try to reach out to him, try to say, "Hey, let's talk about this." No response. And then today, in the morning, it was announced that he withdrawn the bill HB 1508, which would have completely ended abortion in the state of Missouri. Because remember that we like to remind people in Missouri, abortion, you might not be able to go to the clinics to get an abortion, but you can do the abortion in the safety of your own homes. Self-managed abortion is still legal in the state of Missouri.
Yeah, women can order pills online.
And there is no
house.
punishment for it. No punishment for it. Now, something to note again that keeps surprising people, and whatever, then we're going to keep surprising everybody with this. This has been 5+ years in the running.
Oh, yeah.
The pressure that Bob Titus was receiving was not from the pro-choice movement.
Nope.
Was not from the pro-choice movement. Saying it twice to make sure you know I'm not messing up my words. But the pressure he was receiving was from the pro-life movement.
Yep.
The pro-life movement was the one pressuring Bob to remove the bill. And I don't know what else to say with that. Say to that. This is what we're addressing, calling Christians again. And we talked to a church a couple weeks ago after the James White conference. That church was like, "Oh wait, but we team up with the pro-life movement, like Missouri Right to Life." And I was like, "Okay, well, we have videos showing that it's not the pro-life movement or the pro-choice movement that came out to oppose us when we had the hearing May 3rd. It was the pro-life movement. The pro-choice movement devoted their time to the pro-life movement to get the job done."
Right.
And here's the thing is, wicked people like Samuel H. Lee, go look at his Twitter stuff, he's involved in the pro-life movement, ties in with Missouri Right to Life and all them.
He's the director of Campaign Life Missouri.
He's evil. Sorry, that's I don't know what company he's. The group that he's organized with is called Evil. If you want to know how to spell the pro-life movement, you can spell it EVIL. Evil. All right.
No, that's fair.
Here is I might not know how to spell a lot of English words, but I know how to spell the pro-life movement. But here's the thing with him. check out if you have, it's not called Twitter anymore, X.
Yeah, but Twitter.com, you can still get there.
Twitter X Twitter. Go look at whatever they call it now, tweets, messages, whatever. And look at the people who applaud. Okay, look at the people who are thanking. Okay, again, it is the pro-choice movement who is sitting there going, "Good job, pro-life movement." I mean, if that's not a clear sign when you see the pro-choice movement stepping out of the way for the pro-life movement to come into, to debate us, to come in to oppose us, doesn't that give you a little bit of a, something's not right here?
Yeah.
That should make some kind of like alarm go off that says something's off here. Because it should. And this is why, and we just got the word a few hours ago, and I was mad.
Saddened.
And we immediately
Shocked.
threw together the studio/study to make this happen, so we can warn people about it. And Christians, this is, again, we need to start rising up and calling the pro-life movement to repent, condemning it, and being done with it. Because this has been going on for years. We already have another group that's doing it correctly, the abolition movement. We don't need the pro-life movement anymore when they're just continuing to keep abortion going. Yeah. And it's not just in Missouri. Look around. It's all the other, what was the other one that opposed? Was it Oklahoma Right for Life, Texas Right for Life?
Yeah.
All of those are opposing all the abolition stuff going on to end abortion in those states as well. All right? They're all garbage. They all have ties in with the pro-choice movement. They're pretty much working together.
Even if their website says that they want to stop abortion, in actuality, they do not.
Right. And they have proven that time and time again when we've had the numbers. Missouri has the majority of pro-life people in office who promised to end it. And people get confused because they go, well, I thought abortion was banned once the Roe v. Wade. Clinic abortions are. You can still do them in the comfort of your home, self-managed. And it happens a lot because they are switching the abortions to now the pill. They do the pill kills now. All right, that's what they're doing. So now they're trying to move all of it to be in the comfort of somebody's home. And as said so by pro-life leader Samuel H. Lee, is that it is a, do we have anything of what he said? Save that we could throw up there so they can read some of the stuff he said.
That graphic that you sent?
Let me see what you got. Throw anything up there. Yeah, okay, here we go. All right, Samuel Lee on X, aka Twitter. Very glad that the House Rep Bob Titus listened to the concerns of the fellow pro-life Missourians and has withdrawn the bill. I just lost it on my screen. All right, there you go.
No, sorry.
No, you're good. The bill to allow women who undergo abortion to be charged with murder and be punished by the death penalty or life in prison. And the funny thing is, look at the picture that he posts up with it.
Keep the law away from our bodies.
He literally posts up like your average pro-choice arguments.
And keep your Missouri. It shows a little.
That's a badly drawn state, but yes,
yeah. Anyway,
I believe that's Missouri.
Yeah, it's. I would assume. I'm giving them credit. Keep your Missouri religion.
Yeah.
Missouri religion in Missouri. Okay. So the law aspect. So we got the law aspect. So whose law? And also away from our bodies. So are we going to be talking about the entirety of the law? So do they just want inconsequential murder?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's another stupid pro-choice argument.
And then the Missouri religion, like, if we're going to be talking about religion is just a system of beliefs. And they have their own system of beliefs. So, and there's different systems of belief in Missouri.
And this is what you're going to hear us talking about this, okay? It's, when we were working on getting our Bible studies and schedule worked out again, the Bible study, we're going to, in Deuteronomy, finishing that up, we're going to be talking about God's law. All right, we're going to be talking about God's law again. with it, and it's and how and that general equity theonomy and how God's law applies to today for modern society. And it's not about whether or not we have a law or a religion behind it, but which one.
Yeah.
There is always going to be the word that you use, a system of beliefs. I like the word that you use there. A system of beliefs that will be pushing and that will be legislating some kind of law.
Right.
So Christians, stop being afraid of that, because it's happening either way. They're trying to push law on us. We see that with the transgender movement. All right? And so we are pushing law on them. Except we have the worldview to do so. They don't. And here's the other thing. When it comes to the pro-choice movement, they're silent. You saw our videos when we're live out at the clinics, challenging them to reason with us, challenging them to do so. They don't speak up. They stay quiet. The bare 2% of them that do try to speak up, we make look foolish in debate and reasoning.
Ad hominem, too. Ad hominem is just like personal attack.
Right. That's all they have.
Nothing substantive.
Now, the pro-life movement, they will engage, they will push back, and the pro-choice movement stays quiet and lets them do so. Happens all the time. No pro-choice person stepped up to the plate to debate when we had the hearing of SB 356.
Yeah, back on May 3rd.
May 3rd. No pro-choice person. Only the pro-life movement.
Yep.
There was pro-choice people there. Small amount.
Yeah.
But they did not want to speak. They said, well, they can speak for us.
Yeah, and Samuel Lee, who was Campaign Life Missouri.
The evil man.
Yep.
Who needs to repent.
Yep. He actually spoke against it at that hearing, along with Susan Klein, who was National Right to Life.
Right. National Right to Life, Missouri Right for Life. All the pro-life movements in Missouri have proven themselves to be scubala. A bunch of scubala. Right? That is me using Greek wording to be polite.
Yep.
And that is just... And here's the thing, though, okay? And here's also the problem. That this is... So while the pro-life movement is garbage, needs to be abandoned, everybody needs to be warned about it. And here's the thing is we have talked to our buddies at AAMO, and we are putting our attention on exposing the pro-life movement as much as we can in the state of Missouri, because that's what needs to happen. That pro-life movement needs to go. So far, all of them. I have yet to see one that has proven themselves that they are not like that. And here's the thing. If you are a pro-life group and you are not with them and doing that, then you might want to change your name. Don't call yourself pro-life.
Right. Because
we are going after them for this, okay? I'm not calling violence. We don't call violence just so they don't get us on that. No, but we will expose you. We will show that you are frauds. We will show that you have evil beliefs. And so we will and we are going to show the state of Missouri that we don't need this group and it can go into the grave. Now, the other thing with that said, churches, we are responsible as well. Okay? We are responsible as well for this happening, for senators being and representatives being pressured and not doing anything. Church, we are responsible, because here's the other thing is Senator Mike Moon, who has not yet backed out, who is pushing forward in the next year SB 775.
Right.
Look up. We have the stuff on the bill. We should have one posting up for those who follow us on Instagram. You should see a how-to video on how to check that one out.
And we can walk through it right now too, if need be.
SB 775 by Senator Mike Moon. He spoke with AMO, and he told them that he received 80 calls and emails. I don't know what they said each one with, if it was just all combined. But anyways, either way, 80 calls and emails from people who were against the bill. 80 calls and emails against the bill that he is pushing forward. You want to know how many he got from the abolition movement and the Christians?
0.
Not a lot. Not 80. That's the problem.
Basically 0.
That's the problem. That's the problem, church. Is the pro-life, the evil pro-life, the evil pro-choice, they are good about organizing and emailing, going out, getting petitions signed and stuff. You saw what happened. What was the state that just had the put in their constitution for the abortion stuff? Okay, they are active in doing something to keep abortion going. The church is not. Here's the thing is, be praying for Senator Mike Moon. Pray for Bob Titus' repentance too, because that was an act of that was him being a coward, unfortunately, and that needs to be repented of. And here's the thing is, if you don't want to do it, then we have to find someone who will.
Right.
All right. That's I hate to say that, but that's just how it is. If you don't want to do the job, we have to find someone who will. Or you end up with Hawaiians who could barely speak English at times going out and doing something, and that's not good. if we're the ones going out and speaking. So Missourians, you guys need to step up. But here's the thing is, okay, we need to be calling Mike Moon, emailing Mike Moon, encouraging him to keep going. If you're praying, well, I'm praying for him, cool, send him an email and let him know. I do that for people in my church. I will send out a text or whatever when I'm praying somebody, not every single time, but just now and then I'll say, hey, just so you know, I'm praying for you. Okay, because why? Because I like that when people tell me that they're praying for me. It helps encourage me. When people are like, hey, Canola, just so you know, I'm praying for you. I'm like, thank God. And so he needs that. Maybe Bob Titus needed that, and he didn't get that, which led to this. But either way, he is held before God, that despite getting any text or call, he still needs to uphold God's law, because he serves God, not man, first and foremost. And so with that, he still had a job to do. But church, we could have done something, because it makes me wonder, how many emails did he get to encourage him? How many was he getting that was discouraging him? The pro-life boasted about it, said they were making sure they were putting pressure on him. But church, did we encourage him at all? So let's not drop the ball here with Mike Moon. Let's encourage him. Email, phone call, just leave a message on the phone, just something. A simple email. It doesn't take much time. You don't have to have the best writing. Just say, hey, keep doing what you're doing to end abortion. We're behind you. We're praying for you. Boom. Or just say, hey, keep going with the Abolition Bill. Mike, we're praying for you. Just something simple. Just anything. And then here's the thing with the pro-choice main movement pro-choice. Sorry, pro-life, pro-choice, can't tell the difference anymore. The pro-life movement's main argument, okay, is they said they will never be for any bill that goes forward that will punish the mother for murdering her baby. That's not the language they like to use. They like to be clever and cover up and say, for any woman who is looking to get or who had what is the fancy word they use? Abortion care, yeah. Just call it murder. You saw how Adrian treated one of when he went out and confronted one of the senators. He didn't let her. She tried to use the fancy wording, and Adrian stuck to it when she said, so abortion, yes. Mothers who want to murder their baby. You mean abortion? Yes. Mothers who murder their babies. Yes, murder. Just keep saying it like that. Put the pressure on them when they try to challenge you like this. And we could do a whole teaching if we get people commenting and asking for it. So we could do a teaching on us engaging the pro-life movement, because we have to now. And I would say, yes, their main concern would be, well, what about the mother? And quick response back, okay, what about the baby? Right, and that's what Adrian challenged the senator with. She said, well, we need to think about the mother, and we need to love the mother. Mm-hmm. We need to care for the mother. And Adrian goes, okay, and what about the baby in the womb? Right. And guess what she said? Nothing. She said, it's sad. Right. Yeah, no, that answer was sad. And these bills do have within the language that any type of duress, if she's coerced, if she's forced into it, if it's a fact of not being knowledgeable of what was going on. And they also utilize this abortion underneath the terminology of essentially the analogy would be a rescue operation.
We don't want to utilize the term.
a short-term life of the mother.
Yeah, so we don't want to utilize the term of abortion due to its stigma or connotation. We just want to say rescue operation. So if the mother is in a life-threatening situation, then yeah, if for whatever reason the child does not survive, that's not abortion because there's no intent to kill the child.
Right.
There's no malice in that.
And here's the thing. So everybody normally sits there and goes, okay, well, it has this. So then what's the problem? Because the problem is the pro-life movement is not about that. They said it doesn't matter if she gets 100 abortions, 30 abortions. It doesn't matter if she's giving us the finger out at the clinic, walking in, giving us the finger when she's walking out after the abortion. They don't care. They said she's not guilty.
Right.
They said women are never guilty for murdering their babies in the womb.
Yeah.
Okay, that's their words.
They don't even care if they recognize that a woman is fully acknowledging the personhood of that child. That child is, yes, a human being. And we would say image bearer of God.
Right.
But even if that woman says, yeah, I know it's a human being, but it's going to inconvenience me. It's going to cost too much. It's going to be dependent upon me.
Whatever.
All this and all this. All this random gibbly goop that really doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't matter in the end because it's still an image bearer of God. It's still a human being that deserves equal protection and equal rights. It has inherent value and worth given to them by our Creator. So we all image bearers of God. It doesn't matter where you are, what size you are, what developmental stage you are in, your mental capacity. If you're dependent upon others, if you're an inconvenience to others to any type of degree, we're all image bearers of God, and we all deserve value and worth given to us by our Creator, not by humans, not by man, but by our Creator that we are.
And I want to jump off of that with the what you're saying, that we're all given the value. Man, I lost the words that you're just using on there. But really good.
Inherent value, inherent worth.
Value and worth, okay, given to us by God. God given value and worth to all human beings at the moment of conception. Here's the thing, okay? This is why. Right? This is why so the pro-life movement says no, they get a free pass on this particular murder. Okay, because the thing we always challenge of them is, what about the 2-year-old then? What about the mom who murders her 2-year-old? What about the mom who murders the 10-year-old? What about them? And no, she needs to get the punishment. Oh, well, what's the difference between that baby and the baby in the womb? There's only 4 differences: size, level of development, the location, and then level of dependency. Okay? We don't get to murder people based on where they're located. We don't get to murder people based on their size. We don't get to murder people because they're dependent on something or someone. No. Okay, that's not right. That's unjust. It goes against what God says. And here's the thing. Again, so that's the pro-life movement is, no, they get a free pass no matter what. For this particular case. They love to say that. This particular case calls for, you heard it when we talked about the Missouri Southern Baptist Convention. All right? That this particular case calls for mercy. No. No, it doesn't. It calls for God's law to be upheld. And that's the thing is, and here we said it before, if you do not have a just punishment for the crime committed, then you will not stop people from doing it. Okay? If there is California, let's look at California.
Yeah.
Let's let them be the example of how that's going, okay? No punishment for stealing and looting stores. Numbers have went down on that, right? No. Here's the other thing, okay? Again, so what is stopping these moms from doing that? What is preventing it? Okay, it goes against God's law. Because here's the thing with God's law, okay? We have to have a standard. Again, we have to have a standard. It's not like what we just said earlier. It's not if or no. It's which one, okay? And are we going to use our own standards, our own laws, or are we going to use God's standard, God's laws? Do we really think that we can come up with a better punishment than God? Or do we think that we can be more gracious than God? Because that's what we're saying here. God says, this is what should happen. And to those who act like it's not happening, You know, he said, God said, I will turn my back on you. When Adrian read it, he said, if you do not put the person who sacrifices their child, who murders their child to death, here's what happens. And you act like it's not happening, here's what happens. So when we think, oh, we're showing mercy here, we think we're being more gracious than God, more merciful than God? Is that what we really believe by saying, no, we're doing this because we're being merciful, when God says this is what needs to happen? After due process, there's a whole thing on that. We talked about theonomy with the laws. What law can we create that will be better than the already perfect law of God? We are foolish to think we can do something better. Only God's perfect, just, and holy law will be able to allow us to have a true and just society. Not only that, but God's law, the reason why we also put God's law in place is because God's law is also meant to teach the people. God's law acts as a teacher to the people. When we say stealing people's stuff, you get a less punishment. Okay? Stealing people's stuff, you get a less punishment. We talked about in the law and how that works. You pay it back. All right? But for murder, rape, trafficking, crimes that violate a human body, God's law says those get the death penalty. What does that say to society when we say this crime that steals stuff, that harms material belongings, gets less than when you harm a image bearer of God? What does that say to society? What does that say to the people? It says that human life is more sacred than material belongings, and that this human life is to be so valued that to do harm, to commit evil harm against that human image bearer, that human life, that image bearer of God, is so awful that it deserves the death penalty, because that's how bad of a crime it is to go against an image bearer of God. That's what the law teaches and says. This is that human life is sacred, that we need to protect and give equal protection to all human beings. That's it. And here's the thing: is, as Wes and all of us said at the AAMO conference, abortion will end when the church is ready for it to end. Because church, this is on us. When we're not emailing, when we're not doing a simple email or simple call to our senators to thank them, to encourage them to keep going, to vote in the correct people. Because here's the thing, there's a lot of these senators coming up. If they won't do it, we have to find someone who will. So we will have to vote them out. And church, if you sit there and turn away and act like it's not happening, you don't go and get involved in politics, you can't say that you're not the Christianity and you can't go with politics, you're not political. And no, you say Jesus is king. King of what? The earth? This earth here? He's king? Then that's political. Yep. You're already political, so you get involved with it already. And so we need to do things, church. We need to step up. We need to start acting, because the pro-life slash the not so pro-life slash the pro-choice movement, they are moving. They are doing work. And if we keep sitting around and allowing this evil to go unchecked, evil will run rampant and continue. So we need to start doing something. Any other thoughts, Adrian?
I just have how people can get in contact. I can show them how to get into contact.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
I gotta find that. Okay.
Thought you were ready.
Well, somewhat ready. All right, so you guys can still view HB 1508. You can view SB 775. So how you would do that? Just go into Google. Why is that? Okay, so let's go Missouri House. And just click on Missouri House of Representatives. Go up to legislation. You go to bill list, and we also have a video of this on our YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or
X.
TikTok, even on Facebook. But you'd scroll all the way down until you get to 1508 by Bob Titus.
You can see the bill that is no longer.
So you can still see the bill, but it has over there withdrawn.
But we
so you
still
can still read it.
So you can see what it was gonna say. That it was a just law. Now here's the and followed after God's law.
That same process to get to that House bill, essentially the same process to get to the Senate bill.
Yes. Okay.
775.
Real quick. And this is important because we still have the Senate bill, guys. So we may not have the House bill, but we still have the Senate bill. So this is why we need to encourage Mike Moon. All right, we need to email him. And I believe we have his email and we have the phone number for that. If not, we'll post it up to make sure you guys have it. So be on the lookout for that. If not, you could probably look it up too. We'll have to, I think Adrian said he was working on a how-to video. Adrian's how-to videos have been wonderful. Everybody's compliments that. So good work to Adrian for doing that. And so we will make a how-to bill for contacting your senators, and so that you can find out how to contact Mike Moon to encourage him to keep going, to keep fighting, and to, if you want to call Bob Titus and tell him that he needs to repent and that you're saddened by this. You don't have to be a jerk about it. Don't be a jerk about it. But, but he needs to have a phone call too. But let's make sure we're calling and encouraging even more with Mike Moon to continue on with the Senate bill and those who will be a part of that hearing, like Senator Mary Elizabeth Coleman, Senator Elaine Gannon. Call them, start saying they need to get their act together too. And let's make this happen.
So, Senator Mike Moon, he's over the, let's see, District 29, and you can see a district map, a PDF file of that. He's part of the Health and Welfare Committee, which is backing this up, or not really backing this up, but that's where the hearing for this is going to be. But you can get into that underneath committees. So even if you just go straight to the Missouri Senate website, you go to committees, and then there would be, it's in there somewhere. I haven't visited it lately.
But that's okay, because Adrian can make a how-to video on how to contact your stuff. We're also working on, I think, End Abortion Now. They have stuff on what stuff you can, that we've been teaming up with. We've been teaming up with End Abortion Now, with Jeff Durbin and Apologia Church, to work on having stuff ready so people could do a simple copy and paste and just put in the senator's name that you're sending it to make it. We're trying to make this as easy as possible for you to send an email, for you to make a phone call. If you don't know what to say, we'll take care of that too. We just need you guys to start acting. All right, if you want to, so we'll have Adrian, Lord willing, post one up soon. Committee minutes.
It can be found. I can make a video for it, but anyway.
So be on the lookout for that stuff, and and prayers. So pray for Mike Moon. Email, call, encourage him, and then also prayers for the pastors who we've been. Because immediately after this, I went to visit and go talk to a pastor right after I heard about this. To tell him what happened, and he was outraged as well. And so we are going to be working on exposing the pro-life movement to get people, because there's churches we ran into that were like, oh wait, we helped them out and we sponsored them stuff, and we're encouraging them to not do that and to back out of that stuff, because they are not helping the unborn, the preborn. They are not helping them. They are continuing to allow them to be slaughtered.
And also encourage Representative Bob Titus. Encourage him for the future,
right? And also tell, if he won't do it,
ask him to repent,
right? If he won't do it, then we will have to find someone who will. Also, so then with that, thank you guys so much for paying attention to this. Also, a huge shout out to our good friend Stetson Stevens and his wife Addie. They just had their baby.
Woo.
So with all the chaos going on, God is gracious in the middle of all this. So they had the baby, and from what we heard, everything is, everybody is good. So
That's
praise God
awesome.
for that. So welcome their baby Theodore, aka Teddy, or what we're nicknaming him here in Reform Labs, the Bear. Everybody gets a nickname. So prayers for them too. We'll be happy to have Stetson back, leading and teaching, because he's going to be a huge part in leading ministries for going out and reaching Mormons, and dealing with other cults and stuff like that. And also helping us with our Reform Labs Bible studies and Gateway Theology and a bunch of other teaching stuff. So prayers for them. We appreciate them. Prayers for the pastors and for the leaders of abolitionabortion.org to go and expose the pro-life movement. And so there are a lot of things to pray about, a lot of things to keep in mind, but that's how it is. So
yep. And I'm fully aware we may have some drop frames, so don't worry. This will be up on YouTube later on, chop free. We'll have it edited down as well.
Right. If you guys have trouble watching the lives, don't fret. Adrian does a good job, and he puts that stuff up on YouTube without and all the interference and stuff like that from being live. So prayers for Adrian as he continues to work. Prayers for me as we continue to work through everything. We appreciate you guys so much. You guys have a good night. Be in prayer. As the Hawaiians say, Keokua pu, Yesu pu. God be with you. Jesus be with you. Good night.
Good night.